Hello, today I will be interviewing my mentor teacher who is also the physical education teacher in our district and a coach. I first want to thank you for taking the time to speak with me. This interview will focus on sportsmanship and gamesmanship and diversity elements within coaching. Before we begin, I want to emphasize that all questions and responses are confidential, and the goal of this interview is not to judge your program or coaching decisions. Instead, we are trying to gather insights to raise awareness about issues occurring in sports today that we can all learn from. So, to begin, I want to introduce my mentor a little bit. She has been a coach for 15 years. She has coached softball, soccer, field hockey, bowling, and unified basketball. She teaches and coaches in a rural public school in upstate New York with an average class size of about 40 students. Currently, she is coaching bowling and unified basketball. And some recent highlights include bowling, she finished third, or her team finished third in the league. And for unified basketball, they earned the most participants in the polar plunge, which is an event that is hosted by the Special Olympics. So today, again, like I said before, the questions will focus on sportsmanship and gamesmanship and issues within the sports you currently coach, and also on diversity aspects of coaching. Again, we are not judging your program, we are simply exploring coaching perspectives. So I'm going to start asking you a few questions. The first question is sportsmanship an important part of your coaching philosophy?
Yes, I believe that sportsmanship plays a huge part in athletics. I believe that sportsmanship is a building block for someone's character, and sportsmanship teaches our athletes to be a good team member and a good representation of their school and community.
I definitely agree. I feel like sportsmanship definitely creates like someone's character and helps them outside of school, not just within athletics. The next question I have is, what is one event regarding good sportsmanship that sticks out the most from your experiences?
Coaching unified, I feel like this happens a lot. A lot of the teams definitely look out for each other, and one particular event that I can think of, as our team, we tried to get all of our athletes to at least score one basket in each game. And so we had one athlete that hadn't scored yet, and the other team caught on of what we were trying to do with our helpers to dish the ball to that athlete. And so they started helping out. If they rebounded, they would give it back to her, and she finally made that basket.
Yeah, that's a great example. I feel like unified sports are a good example of good sportsmanship, and even seeing other districts like athletes helping out to have like our unified athletes succeed and have an opportunity that they wouldn't have gotten if it wasn't for unified sports.
Yeah.
So I think that's a really good example. Have you had any issues with players where they have been reprimanded regarding unsportsmanlike conduct, either during a practice or a competition?
I did actually. I had a bowler that was bowling varsity at a sectionals game, and his friend was bowling in the exhibition part of it, and one of our varsity bowlers didn't have quite as good of a score as they normally would have, and so the one bowler got really mad at me and wanted me to put his buddy on the varsity lineup. And I said no, and he disagreed and gave me a really hard time, yelled at me during sectionals, so I ended up sitting him and changing him out.
Yeah, I feel like that's definitely a good example of like unsportsmanlike conduct, because you need to have respect for your coach at the end of the day. Like, yeah, I agree with your decision. How have you dealt with unsportsmanlike issues on your teams, like consequences, penalties?
Usually if there's unsportsmanship, I just sit them out for the day, and if it continues, then I call in the athletic director, the athlete, and sometimes the parents, and we discuss the behavior.
Yeah. Definitely feel like calling in the athletic director is a good, just so they're aware with the athletes' behaviors.
Yeah.
So, are you familiar with the term gamesmanship?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Do you utilize gamesmanship as part of your coaching strategy?
No, I do not.
Okay, why don't you? Would you say?
Because I believe in teaching the athletes that to win by your own accomplishments.
Okay, so by like skill over
Yeah.
strategy. Do you consider gamesmanship as taking advantage of rules or cheating?
Yes, I do feel like it's cheating, taking advantage.
Okay. So you feel that any advantage, or do you feel that any advantage is gained, or do you feel that any advantage gained is ethical? So is it like right?
I would say you should work for it versus taking advantage.
Okay. Do you utilize a positive strategy regarding diversity on your teams? So this could include religion, gender, race, economics, etc.
So yeah, coaching unified sports, we accept everyone. We encourage inclusion. So, yeah.
Yeah. So do you have a strategy like that you use for like regarding diversity on your teams? Like for unified?
So we go to a summit every year before the season even starts, and they emphasize the diversity and inclusion, and it's a good reminder for athletes and helpers
Yeah,
to
definitely.
include everyone.
Nice. Have you had to deal with any diversity issues within your team? Members such as players not accepting teammates due to gender identification, socioeconomic status, religion, or racial background.
No, I don't think we really deal with that too much around here.
Yeah, I definitely feel like our community is a good community and we're always there for each other and the kids support each other.
Yeah.
Last question. Do you address diversity acceptance in your preseason, and do you feel it is a necessary element in your coaching responsibilities?
Yeah, so we go to the Summit for Unified, which is a good reminder. And then for bowling and softball and soccer, I would always have like a parent athlete meeting, and I would go over the expectations with them before the season started.
Yeah, I feel like definitely like being proactive and having your meeting at the beginning of the season is definitely beneficial. So that was the last question. I want to thank you again for your time and your honesty. Your insights are extremely valuable, and as a reminder, all responses are confidential, and the purpose of this interview was just to not to evaluate or judge you, but to gain insights about your coaching.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you.
It was fun.